What's up? Name's Nicky Cuba, play for Team Ironman. How would my life be different if I never found paintball? I don't know, it would be different because then I wouldn't have paintball. And paintball is a huge part of my life. It's let me meet amazing people, see the world, different cultures. Has enlightened me just in life in general, just to be a good person and just to deal with life struggles. Everything and anything that comes in my way, paintball has helped me out in one way or another. Whether it's people just giving me guidance, or maybe it's seeing people's mistakes and then knowing what to do, what not to do, stuff like that. I think that's a great question. I wonder why people look at us as a paintball community and still look at us like we're not a real sport or not legitimate. And maybe it's just because of the guns. Maybe it's because we play with guns. We're kids that play with guns. It's one way of looking at it. And I think in society or in the world today, people don't like that. It's just maybe like a symbolic way of playing war. And mothers and fathers around the world just might not like that. But they got to be able to look outside the box. It's not just like that. It is a fun game of tag, man. Like my mom is one of the most protective women out there. Watching every move that I made when I was a kid, I was scared to walk 10 blocks because she would whip my ass. But she came, she watched, she seen me play, she seen how much fun it was, and she knew that it wasn't that bad as everyone thought. And I think that's what people have to do. They have to look outside the box, and they have to realize that we are playing a fun sport. We're playing a sport that millions of people love around the world. I think for tournament paintball to keep on growing, I think you have to, first of all, it's the most expensive sport out there. It's more of a hobby to most people, rather than an everyday or every weekend thing, because of the expense of paint and guns and stuff like that. More so the paintballs and stuff like that. To make it easier and better for the kids, I don't know how they would do that. That would have to come to lowering prices, stuff like that. But this is everyone's business. Not everyone's, but people that own the business, they want to make money off of it, right? They're out here trying to make a buck. That's what they've invested their time and interest in, is making money off paintball. And these kids want to play paintball, so it's hand in hand. But to get more kids into it, maybe we can go around the schools. Maybe we can go around to YMCAs. Maybe we can go around to a bunch of other things. I've had tons of ideas to go to these schools and maybe just throw up, not a clinic, but more of like an expo of like, come watch. Like you could go to a school and you go to an auditorium, you get talked to about, life lessons. You get talked to about sports figures and the bad things that they went through. Maybe we could go there, we could talk about, our life lessons, and then we could also break down the game to them and actually show it to them and actually set up a field, let them shoot each other, and have fun with it. But that's what I think. Good question. It's got to be someone very knowledgeable about the sport. It's got to be someone that's business savvy with the corporate people, because corporate is all about business. It's all about what am I going to get in return. They're not just going to want to come and sponsor a sport just because we say it's a sport and we have X amount of people playing it. They got to see an invested interest in it. If I could change one thing, I think it would just be more of a viewer-friendly sport. And I don't know how I would make it more viewer-friendly than it is, because we're trying to do the best that we can with, we got Pat Spura and Matty Marshall doing the best that they can on the webcast for the PSP event. But for some reason, people that haven't watched it, it's very hard for them to grasp. If you don't have someone that has played with you, or someone that has played the game and is, telling you what's going on, all you see is chaos going on. You look at other sports, there's one ball, one thing to focus on. And they're able to kind of, if they don't know what's going on with, football, baseball, whatever, they could it's kind of slowed down for them so that they could kind of follow what's going on and they could slowly grasp what's going on. Paintball, it's chaotic and they cannot grasp it. So I think the next thing is just make it more viewer friendly. Maybe have more descriptions, maybe more TV slots, maybe more knowledge on the internet. Save paintball. I love this sport, and I want it to grow, and I want it to be at the forefront of all sports. I try and travel around and teach my knowledge to people around the world. Young, old, boys, women, whoever wants to learn. Just trying to drop what I know, the knowledge that I have, to them, and make this sport more exciting for them, and make it so that they're going to want to come out and play again. Because I don't like seeing kids out there and going out there for the first time getting shot up and kind of just being all timid and being like, Mom, I really don't want to play. And I try and do that now. As I've gotten older, I've tried to be that ambassador and be talking to the kids, the younger kids, more so than the adults. I still talk to the adults, but the next group of people coming up is these kids, and they have to be willing to, grab onto someone and be like, wow, like he's really trying to help me out. He's trying to teach me a new way and stuff like that. And that's what I've been trying to do at local fields, stuff like that, is just go over there, and just see if they need help or, guidance on exactly what's going on with the game itself. And just try and bring paintball up. That's how I'm trying to do it. I took a kid to one of my clinics in Long Island, New York. He was one of these kids that actually went to my mother's school. I was just telling you about this. And, he just wants to play paintball, but really didn't have the funds or anything to do it. So, he's a good kid and has been at the paintball field, and I've talked to him many times, via email and at the field and stuff like that. And I just, was asking him if he was going to go, and he said that he couldn't make it and told me why. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it, come out and play. And so at High Velocity Indoor, me and Oliver and I had a clinic, and he came out and had a great old time and got to come and learn from Yosh and Oliver and myself, and had a real fun day. And he said that it was one of the best days that he had at paintball. So that was kind of cool. I'm Nicky Cuba with SavePaintball.org, and you can check me out at nicky-cuba.com. Peace.